What's up, everyone? This is ACDC's TNT. I'm gaming on Tropico 4. Gonna play the last level in the Modern Times DLC. I just worked a 10-hour shift and then went and got groceries, so I'm tired. Gonna play this, hit the sack, then go to work again. It's just the way it is sometimes. But I'm doing alright. I'm just tired. Haven't been sleeping enough recently. Some of that's my fault. Most of it isn't. But I'm gonna keep, I guess, doing what I need to do. Best I can. Oh shit. Just one moment. Oh, we're signed in. Okay. Just to be fair. Chat never works right anyway. At least not with YouTube. Alright, anyway.
The time is now. The battle for the fate of the Earth has begun. I have chosen my battleground, a remote island that will serve as my main base of operations. I must build up its economy quickly and move on to the main objective, defeating Dr. Steinschneider and the Conclave once and for all. This may be the most difficult task I have ever faced. The Conclave has already begun its subtle offensive. They have crashed the stock markets and flushed all export prices down the drain. Fortunately, I came prepared with a suitcase full of money.
Yeah, if this is as difficult as the last level in the normal campaign, this ain't gonna be easy. I need an admiral. Well, here. Wait, does she have a tattoo? No, that's interesting. Is that a wig? You got a balding problem there? Anyway, I was just curious. I wanted to know if there was any sexy costumes, but there's not. I have to play a different game for that. Yeah, he looks like he's ready for battle. There we go. Admiral. Ooh, there we go. Even better. Pirate. Fair, dark brown. Pale. Caucasian. Mediterranean. Can't see his hair. Of course, I guess it doesn't matter. He's gonna have bald spots anyway. I mean, yeah, maybe. Yeah, it looks kind of pirate-like. I think the balding works the best. Okay. Pirate with a scar, that works. Chin curtain, that points, right? That's the one that points. Yeah, I think so. Is that the ball though? No, I think that's the chin curtain. Arty har har. Yeah, I don't know. The scar just doesn't work for me. Let's get rid of that. Keith. That works. Oh, I didn't even see these. Biblical scholar. Yeah, he looks like someone who'd study the Bible. Booze Baron. There we go. Capitalist rebellion. Military coup. Wait, what's a velvet revolution? Yeah, no. Military coup. Compulsive gambler. I'm sure this will help me in this mission. Great Smoola. Definitely not incorruptible. I know you vertical viewers can't see all this, but it's okay. Flatulence. Nah. Bro, I don't want to be incorruptible. Corrupt. There we go. Alright, I'm a compulsive gambler. Okay, what does that allow me to do? Spirit gambling. Annual gambling binge. Wise him with the religious factions respect. Interesting. The only thing that seems to change is your relationship with the US, which I don't care about that. Least intelligent citizens. Interesting. What does corrupt do? The capitalists respect you more in building. Wait, plus 10 building costs. Alright, I hope I don't screw myself by doing this.
Terrible news, Presidente. The conclave has influenced the world markets, and as a result, the export prices of all Tropican goods have hit an all-time low.
You're not alone in your fight to take down the conclave, mate. We are allies in this endeavor. Pinch Media will help you with your final preparations.
Yeah, maybe we should do tourism. Wow, this is a unique island. What the heck we got going on here? Fair question is, where can I start a tourist trap? That doesn't seem like enough beach to me. Wow, my computer sounds like it's about to take off. Interesting setup we got here. Okay, so we're clearly meant to build everything out here. Oh boy. Okay, let me think. First, let's see where all the resources are. Salt mine. Got one right over here. I'm gonna build this right here. Try to. Okay. Right off the bat, we're gonna need to build in our construction office. Because I need 2 on normal level. Especially on level where we have to build a bunch of crap really quick. Immigration office, right off the bat. What's up, Edwards Outdoors? How's it going? And let's see where the minerals are. Yep. Okay, we got some gold over here. Interesting. There's one other thing. Oil. Let's see where all... Oh my gosh. Okay, lots of oil. Wow, lots of oil. I think I understand which direction the game wants me to go. So, on that note... I'll probably regret this later, but I'll deal with it when it becomes a problem. Alright.
Are you a rebel?
So... I think through what's the first thing I want to build.
Never fear,
Let's get this up and running.
It's always all work and no play for Presidente.
Don't panic, Presidente.
Okay. That's all that does?
Terrible news, Presidente. Agitators are using the pinch deal to turn the people against you.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, the religious faction is gonna dislike me pretty quickly. Oh, well. That's another question. Like, where do you build food? Oh, yeah, no, we're definitely gonna have to fish. Oh, we have a fishing thing. We have 2. Oh, that's exactly what I'd do. Wow. Okay, not really a place for farming. What about... What's the other one? Organic ranch? Yeah, not ideal for ranching either. Oh, this is a different island. I've never quite dealt with anything quite like this. Yeah, if anything, if we're not building resource buildings out that way, there's no reason to build roads that way, at least not yet. I'm gonna build out this road. Come on, let me build a fish farm. There we go. We're gonna need fish. I'm gonna be sick of fish by the time I'm done. There we go. Yeah, we should probably start tourism too, frankly. Oh, here, before I do that though. And welfare and government. Let's go ahead. Not hospital. Let's go ahead and build this. That way the tourist will come to it. Tourism. You don't think they'll be discouraged by a fishing farm right next to it? Well, it doesn't matter. I only have so much beach real estate. I'll start building the tourism this way, just to give myself more room if I need it. For example, oh, here, I'll let them finish building that. I think I need like a hotel. I mean, it'd be cool just to build this, but that would be, I feel like, going all the way. I don't think I have enough money to do that. Alright. No, I probably, yeah. Let me see how many college students I have. Hey, what the heck are you?
No me interesa.
Unemployed? Work at my oil thing, jeez. Wait, did that just upgrade? Yeah. Trade. No, we don't want corn from being imported from the USA. Just let a few people die of starvation. It shouldn't hurt anything.
What is it now?
Why did I choose to be a gambler? Just was trying to be funny, but now I'm probably going to have to redo this level at some point, but we'll see. Let's see. We'll see if we can make it despite the handicaps. Beach. I need a beach. Should just be regular attractions. Okay. Here, I'll let that finish building because I don't want to build it in the wrong area. No freighter in sight. Oh, there it is.
¿Sí?
Big protesting. Oh, I forgot to check my numbers. Liberty's pretty low. I'll worry about that later. Oh, come on. You're telling me that's all the money we made? Did we not export any oil? Seeing barrels here. What's this? Extra storage. Okay, I don't care about that right now. Oh, I forgot to build a parking garage, but I don't have the money for it yet. Of course, what's a little more debt? I'm just doing this because I know if I don't do it now, I'm gonna forget later.
My dear Presidente, do you know that your advisor, Penultimo, spells his name with not one, not two, but 5 typos? All intellectuals agree that it is high time we build a high school on our island.
How's it going, Robin? Why did I choose to have gambling as a trait? That's just stupid. The only pro to it is your US relations are better by like 10%, but that's nothing I need to be a gambler for. Alright, well, the tourism has started. Okay, let's see if this brings in big money. Come on. Big money. Enough to pay off my debt. All fine playing a bit of Lethal Company with a squad. Alright. Okay, where's the dock guy? Where's the dock worker? What are you guys doing? Yeah, just casually stroll to work. I'm cool. I'm only like 10 grand in debt. Well, that wasn't as much as I hoped, but it's still like 20 grand. Oh, wow. Okay. I need to build Childhood Museum. Raise the Liberty a little bit. I should just build it here because tourists are gonna come to it too. Jones got ripped in pieces and screamed, so yeah, the game is really good. You should try it. Hey, I'm definitely open to trying it. It did interest me. With mods, you can even play with more than 4 guys. I don't know, man. I feel like there's got to be... I mean, I can see that being cool. I just feel like if there's too many people, it kind of takes the horror out of it, you know?
I was going to show you.
Liberty's still not really high. Crime safety's the second lowest. Then we got oh, I forgot about building a church. Oh well. Is what it is. I should probably go ahead and build a church before I forget. And that comes back to bite me in the butt. Here's your dang church. I'm gonna be sharing it with all the tourists that come through. How many unemployed people do we have? 19, okay. Should fix that probably. Build more tourist traps. Build that. And not luxury attractions. Scenic outlook. Smashing right next to the shacks. Right next to the fish farm. Beautiful. Never mind. Hannes killed us all with a stop sign, but we got enough money to get into the next round. He just lost his shit, it sounds like. Balloon ride? How much is that? Not yet, not yet. Let's build a cocktail bar. Well, I want to surround this thing, so I'm gonna hold off on that for now. I mean, we're doing okay now. Ooh, great place to build solar panels. I don't think I have enough money for one though. Yeah, man, it sounds like someone you don't want, you know, on a mission to search abandoned warehouses or mines or mansions or whatever you explore in that game. Alright. I don't really want to build that just yet. I really need to build a high school. That's what I need to build. I'm going to build it up here, because this is probably where I'm going to build more housing. Why can't I build it right there? Okay. I generally I build squares, but this thing is shaped so weird. Why can't I do that? What's wrong with that? Too steep? Wait, it lets me do that. Oh, I'm sorry. Had to make it 2 pieces.
Presidente, one of our buildings is not...
Oh, come on, come on. Got to destroy that road, probably. At least demolish part of it. parking garage right here.
Look around, Presidente. See the overflowing garbage cans. See the toxic fumes
Seriously?
in the air. See how Mother Nature suffers.
Those bastards.
Taking on the conclave is a dangerous endeavor, and one that will require sacrifices, Presidente. That's why we need a large population.
Presidente, a strong economy needs an abundant and preferably cheap workforce. I have several ideas on how we can accomplish that. We need more money, Presidente. As we all know, the best...
As you know, the Loyalists worship your every word, Presidente. We can turn this faith into a powerful tool against the conclave.
Oh wow, that probably should have looked. Probably should have checked. My friend's stupid. He won't play with me again. Hello. Did they kick you out? Okay, where's the riders? I want to arrest him. I don't see any riders. Oh, there you guys are. Really? This maid? You're closing the whole thing over that? Well, she went home. Oh, now are you gonna riot? Are they done? No? Oh, well. Well, they're having an argument in the chat over. Yeah, no, it looked fun. I'm definitely open to playing it at some point. I'm just trying to wrap up the games I've started. I'm on the verge of completing this game. I don't know, I was listening to politics and it just got me in the mood to play this game. Dude, I just built one. Okay, where's the riders? I really want to arrest them, but that would require me to build a prison. Environment, liberty, crime, safety's all pretty low. Okay. Well, here. Maybe to appease the rioters, assuming it would appease them. Let's... That's infrastructure. Of the water treatment plant. Oh, how many rebels we got going on? 8. Cool.
Comrade Presidente. Intelligence reports that subversive...
Yeah, there's not really a lot of trees, is there? Well, here. Fire like half of you. There. Problem solved.
Presidente, we have been invited to take part in a competition for the best car in the world.
Alright, later, Paul. I gotta do Ashen Curse and SOT. Wait, is Ashen Curse from doing Flameheart's Tall Tale? How's the mood in the States? Alright. Been a little rainy where I live, but well, okay, there is some rioting going on in LA. That's escalated, but beyond that, you know, steady as she goes, I guess. Okay, I am going to...
Talk fast. I don't have all day.
That is a problem. Dude, I'm just building... I want to build a prison out of principle. I don't have enough high schoolers to manage it. That's the problem. I mean, I could just have them executed. Yeah, she's homeless. Let me think. I was gonna do something first. But won't that make more people, like... rebel? Yeah, maybe that's not the best idea. Well, they're probably not going to be alive once the rebels attack, so...
Some Colombian.
Liberty's still pretty low.
The Tropico youth is on the wrong path.
Maybe. Although, but that needs high school people. Ugh.
My friend, I know I promised you.
I mean, I'll take that. I mean, I really should just focus on, tourism. Not connected to the electric grid. Who cares? Okay, fine. I'll build a solar panel farm plant. He'll let me. gotta do is take out some nature. That's green, right? Okay, you guys need to piss off. Oh my gosh, I've never been so tempted to murder someone.
By combining TV and religion, two of the most powerful forces in the world, we can influence and control their whims and needs.
Interesting. It's the cathedral. Oh, crap. Area upgrade to Diamond Cathedral. Ah, they're attacking the oil refinery. The ones that... Fuck the environmentalists, man. Fucking hippies. Can they kill, like, the... Oh, wow. My army's actually doing pretty good, considering. It's like 11 versus 4. Okay. Yeah, I figured that could only last so long. Come on, you only have 3 more guys to kill. Yeah. Yep, there goes my oil refinery. Fuck those environmentalists.
Peace and love, Presidente.
I would kill you, bitch.
Have stopped the...
What matter requires Presidente's attention?
Environment. It's not like I didn't build anything to take care of that. Oh, all the priests left and became police. You know what, mate? Oh, not even that. Oh, I see. Openings, well, opened up for, Alright, I can't nitpick. I need to just build tourism.
Peace and love, dear Presidente.
Presidente, China is going to execute a famous journalist who is in opposition to the party. European media are in an uproar.
We managed to get the economy back on track and pay back all our debts.
Are you kidding me? Ugh.
Presidente, money does not stink, but my favorite fish dish does.
Fudge. That kills off all our food supplies. This sucks. Fuck those environmentalists though, man. They're really the ones that screwed me over. Okay, I'm debating on restarting this because... Yeah. I'm more annoyed at the...
You're not alone in your fight to take down the Conclave, mate. We are allies in this endeavor. Pinch Media will help you with your...
Guess we'll go with the oil this time since I know we definitely have oil. Here, let's build the fish farms. Okay, and then we're going to build garage. Prioritize this construction site. Oh yeah. Turn off the trade.
If you want something done, do it yourself. Talk fast, I don't have all day.
Honestly, this isn't like a huge priority.
Never fear, Presidente is here.
Terrible news, Presidente. Agitators are using the pinch deal.
What matter requires Presidente's attention? What is it now? Make it so.
Wait, you're telling me none of you are gonna... You're all just gonna walk past it. Okay. Ooh, okay.
Never fear, Presidente is here. Make it so. Talk fast, I don't have all day. Make it so. Talk fast, I don't have all day. Time to check up on my people.
Can just go right next to the ocean, can just go right. Well, it's that kind of oil refinery. It gets the oil in the ocean. There's two kinds. There's like these, and then there's the, here, what are they called? Oil wells. Those can go right here, but I don't have enough college students, so I'm not gonna build them right now.
Are you a rebel? Better move it.
My dear Presidente,
oh. I guess that doesn't help. How many achievements do you still need? 8. This is like the last level in the DLC campaign, and after that I think I can get the rest of the achievements in like a custom game, so I'm close to being done with it. But honestly, I've enjoyed it. It's a nice I guess Banana Republic economy simulator, more or less. Not really a simulator, but you know what I mean. Here, give me 1 second. I need to turn on some lights and such. Yeah, no, the music is nice. In fact, the game doesn't feel right without it. I tried to turn it off just to hear the nature sounds, but it just didn't seem right, you know? Is it also non-US now or just getting dark? So because it's in the summer, it gets bright fairly early and dark fairly late. So anyway, it's technically nighttime, like the sun's still up. Probably won't go down to like 9 p.m. Do we want immigrants flooding in though? 30 Celsius. That wasn't me trying to make a political statement. It's just I'm not sure I can support a huge or a larger population right now.
Never fear, Presidente is here.
Estaba yo pensando en travesuras de la vida, en lo mucho que te amaba y en lo mucho que te quería. No me explico ni cómo nuestro amor. Tú no fingías una relación que yo amaba, llena de sabor, llena de mentiras.
Oh, I forgot to build a church. Oh well. 86 Fahrenheit. Yeah, no, it's hot here too. This the season. I didn't build a church, but I'm running out of money. Oh shoot! Also, not really exporting a lot. All right. That's weird. I even selected. Oh, I can believe that. It sounds German.
An article published in the Pravda in Moscow has criticized.
Okay, we just have one rebel. The environmentalists don't like us. The religious hate us. Liberty is pretty low, but I don't really have the funds to build anything to help Liberty right now. Well, now I do. Don't have that excuse anymore. Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit. Yeah, no, I believe you. That sounds right. Wow, that was a while ago. Wow, okay, we got a lot of oil here. Someone gonna come get it? Am I gonna have to build another Teamster thing over here? We have 4 months left too. You idiots. There. I'm going to debt. Because you morons don't know how to get oil. Is there some things where you use Celsius? Not really. Like, there's always an option for Celsius generally when there's thermometers, but for the most time we look at things in Fahrenheit. Oh, I'm gonna have to restart this level again. Bro, this game, I swear. Because if I don't make the objective, I get like, well, see right here, I get minus 10 export prices and minus 10 tourism rating, so.
You're not alone. alone in your fight to take down the Conclave, mate. We are allies in this endeavor. Pinch Media will help you with your final...
Now I'm gonna promote tourism this time. I'll build this right here. Boom. I'm kind of getting my strategy down. You know Kelvin? Sounds kind of familiar. Okay, I gotta build the fish, because if I don't build the fish farms, I'm gonna forget about it. Yeah, take out a few trees. Of course, I didn't see where if the oil thing fit over here. And we'll make it fit. There we go. See, perfect. It's building our fish farm right next to the oil plant. The more you know. Right. Oh, come on. Oh. I think that looks better anyway. Alright, builders, go crazy.
What is it now? What do you want? I'm busy ruling.
Oh yeah, for parking garage. Almost forgot to build one.
Never fear, Presidente is here.
Terrible news, Presidente. Agitators are using the pinch deal.
What matter requires Presidente's attention? Back to work again. Make it so. What matter requires Presidente's attention?
You know what, I might as well just be proactive and build one of these over here. Here, can I build it right next to the parking garage? Like it was made for it.
What do you want? I'm busy ruling. If you want something done, do it yourself.
Yeah, no, I heard Iran. I heard that United States pulled their members out of the U.S. embassy and that Iran fired missiles at Israel, which I'm sure is what they wanted because Israel's been wanting to. They've both been wanting to get a fight. Let's be real. They've both been aggressive in one way or another. But yeah, a shit show's an accurate way to describe it. Which is why I think the U.S. Well, I know Trump did go down there to try to make a deal where Iran wouldn't continue their nuclear program, but it doesn't sound like they were willing to negotiate. So it sounds like he's kind of pulling out.
Back to work again.
Dictator versus dictator? I don't know. I only know so much about that conflict. I know that Iran is kind of run by a... I'm not even sure what the right term for it is. It's more like dictators, if that makes sense. And then Israel has their president, who I'm sure some people could argue is also a dictator, but I don't know enough to say for certain. Islamist, yeah. That's the hard thing about wars, man, though. They're messy and complicated. The thing that annoys me, though, is, at least here in the States, like, people join sides like it's a football team. They gotta quit doing that, man. Wars are complicated. It's rarely good guys versus bad guys. Here, I already built a garage. I need to build a church. So that way the religious faction doesn't hate me as much. Netanyahu? Is that the Israel's president? Okay, could be. Like I said, I'm not super like... I intentionally kind of stayed out of that conflict because it's so complicated and there's such a history there. So, I hear things here and there, but I don't know all the details. I know the whole thing with India and Pakistan escalated, but I haven't heard anything since.
We need proper healthcare facilities.
Oh yeah, I forgot to build that. Whoops. Well, that's next on the agenda. Hey man, less people can vote against you if they're dead. So without a healthcare facility, that's all that's happening right now. Are they though? That escalated and de-escalated kind of quickly. How did it get settled? Man, dude, how did I make that many export profits so quickly? And then it seems like every time I move my oil thing over here, it takes longer. I initially thought it's because my Teamsters weren't doing anything. Oh, I see. They're still not doing anything. Okay. Any impact? Yeah, honestly, I didn't realize they had such a history till this thing escalated. Do I need to build like a road past it? Is that what the problem is? There, is that road close enough where you'll get the oil now? Dude, that's funny. Ship goes straight and back and forth from this thing. Okay, at least I picked up some of the oil. Wait, what? That's it? Come on. That's garbage.
Sir.
I mean, yes and no, man. I mean, these people are at war. Democrats and Republicans, it's not that we're necessarily at war. It's just the two extremes of the parties are kind of taking all the attention, if that makes sense. I know there's people who think there might be a civil war, but I don't know. Some of it's hyped up. Right now, the main thing that's the closest thing to war we have right now is we got all these riots going on in LA that are out of control. So now they're trying to send the National Guard, but Newsom's, the governor, is resisting it and blaming Trump for the riots anyway. It's kind of clear he wasn't initially enforcing anything, so like you said, it's a shit show. Yeah, no, I'd argue that the whole thing between Pakistan and India is a little bit more intense because it's like Hindus versus Muslims. It's like a religious thing. Well, initially, it sounds like the police force are now more accepting of it just because things have gotten so out of control. But that's because they didn't really step on it or get on top of it sooner. They kind of let it get out of control. I mean, yes and no, and here's the issue. I'm not against peaceful protests, but they're straight up like burning vehicles, and they're not even like police vehicles. They literally have stopped, I guess they have like automatic Ubers or something like that. They just stopped them, spray painted them, then set them on fire. Like, dude, once again, that's not peaceful protest, that's straight up rioting. So I get why people can be upset. And here's the other frustrating part about it. Yeah, some people are upset about it. Some people are just looking for an excuse to riot. Same thing happened with George Floyd here in the States, where were there people who were generally upset about what happened? Sure. But then there was a lot of people who were just pissed off because they've been cooped up because of COVID. And as soon as they were felt justified, they just kind of went out and rioted and destroyed all these buildings that had nothing to do with the cops. Get what I'm saying? I don't blame people for being frustrated, but some people just take advantage of see an opportunity and take advantage of it.
The workforce of the island is simply not enough.
Okay, maybe I should let... Guess I'll open the doors. Dude, I feel like I should be getting more money.
Taking on the conclave is
Oh, at least I met my objective. Good. Good. That's all I was trying to do. Here, I'm gonna save. That's a weird quote.
as you know.
I'm not gonna accept it this time because I don't think I have enough loyalists. Okay, we met the quota. Is this on fire? It's on fire. Might make more sense to let burn down. I don't have a fire station. I don't think I can build one quick enough. As a leader, I have to make these decisions.
Presidente, a strong economy needs an abundant and preferably cheap workforce. I have several ideas on how we can accomplish that.
Well, and that's another misconception. So ICE only has so many, like, people within their, what's the word I'm looking for? Not program. There's only so many, like, people in ICE. So the people they're prioritizing are criminals. They're not just going willy-nilly picking up random people. I know it comes across like that, but they're actually working with intelligence agencies to kind of focus on the worst of the worst. Now, I know the news is portraying it, oh, they just picked up this innocent Maryland man and sent him to El Salvador unconstitutionally, but this dude was like a sex trafficker. That's what I'm saying. Immigrants, I have my own thoughts and opinions on it. I don't have an issue with people, you know, being... I at least get why people can be for illegal immigrants. I get it. But when it gets to a point where you're willing to be on the side of, like, sex traffickers or murderers, that's where I kind of draw the line. And that's the frustration where I feel like there's people who are siding with them for no other reason than because Trump's the one enforcing it. Which I think that's just stupid. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Well, and once again, that's the frustration. It's like, once again, I have my own opinions about illegal immigrants, but I don't hate people who try to come to the United States who are just trying to find a better life for themselves. I don't have an issue with that. And honestly, the majority of Americans don't have a problem with immigrants in general. The place where there's contention is illegal immigration. Because unfortunately, the way people survive if they're a legal immigrant here in the States is either they're paid less than minimum wage under the table by companies who hire them illegally, or they have gotten by stealing social security numbers and living off benefits. And yeah, it's just, it's not good for anyone really, because also as a legal immigrant, you don't have like the same legal protections. So I get it's better, like for Mexico, I get it's better than dealing with the corrupt government and the cartels and such. I totally understand it. I don't blame them for what they're doing necessarily. Well, okay, I'm going to blame anyone if they commit crimes and do that. But the main issue is like the majority of fentanyl and sex trafficking that happens over the Mexican border. Like, I know there's people who are trying to paint it as, oh, we just don't like Mexicans. That's stupid, dude. Like, we got a huge... America is ironically like the most diverse country, and yet simultaneously, like, you have this party that just acts like we're the most racist, which is ridiculous. Even like LGBT stuff, dude. I'd argue that America is probably like the biggest contender for being the most supportive. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta understand, like, yeah, there's people who, you know, what for whatever reason they're fine with illegal immigration, but you gotta understand there's also corporations that are pushing to have immigrants flooded into the country because they can pay them less than minimum wage. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's not as like black and white as the news tries to make it. And honestly, like, it's very similar to what I'm doing right here. Like a Banana Republic, these people to some extent have to live with the conditions you give them. So like, look, I got people living in shacks right now. The only jobs available are what I build. I set the wages. So yeah, anyway, they can vote me out, or I can get assassinated or whatever. That's only if I become unpopular enough. But that's what I'm saying. People from third world countries, when you live in a country where you have to,
I suggest we employ some handsome and intelligent specialists.
Sorry, I'm being distracted by Miss Pineapple's huge head. What was I talking about? Yeah, when you come from a third world country that's dominated by corruption, yeah, you're willing to do what it takes to get to a better country that at least values human rights. What do you think about budget cutting the universities? I personally support it, but that's just because I feel like universities have wasted so much money on stuff that has nothing to do with education. Like, I believe that the whole purpose of a university is education. Like, maybe housing and other things can be rolled into that, but it's not about entertainment. It's not about building these water parks and other things that have nothing to do with education. So, like, I feel like all that should be, like, a business that's separate from the school. Especially if the school's mainly funded by the state. Does that make sense? And especially if they're over... That's part of the issue. Right now, like, scholarships are ridiculously expensive. But that's just because they're building these bloated, universities where there's all these additional costs because they're paying for all these things and building all these things that have nothing to do with education. Because once again, that's kind of the issue with the United States. We are a country of excess. Like, there's good things. Like, don't get me wrong, I love America. I do. In my opinion, it's one of the best countries in the world. But it has, like, it has its flaws. We are a country of excess. That's one of its biggest flaws. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to go on a rant about politics, but it interests me. It's something that interests me. Like, I'm still learning a lot, but...
The capitalist leader is the head of the snake that is choking the people.
Okay, I'm not going to assassinate the capitalist leader. I mean, I know that's what they're saying. The only way it's really affecting that is if the universities aren't being great with their budget to begin with, which they're not. That's what I'm saying. The issue is when you give people a blank check, they're not generally responsible with it. And it's the same thing with USAID. They tried to paint it as, oh, there's all these poor people who aren't getting fed and such. That wasn't remotely true. USAID has been wasting money on stuff that doesn't... Like, what's an example? So I think they, like, spent millions of dollars on a transsexual opera in Ireland. That has nothing to do with United States or its interests. It just doesn't. That's someone who has their own interests that they're, just blowing taxpayers' money on. And there's many examples of that. In fact, what else did they find? It's the same thing with Medicaid, right? They're saying, oh, Trump's trying to get rid of Medicaid. He's not getting rid of Medicaid. He's trying to get rid of the third party. Because that's part of the reason Medicaid, the price of Medicaid's so bloated. There's all this additional bureaucracy that doesn't necessarily help the system. Now, once again, I'm not an expert, but I listen, I do listen to people talk about it and try to get both sides the best I can. In fact, there's a great, what's that thing called? It shows you like news headlines from both sides of the party, both sides of the political spectrum. At least here in the States, I know you guys have 4 parties. But yeah, no, obviously, I don't think anyone's against, what's your vote history if you want to share? Initially, I didn't vote at all, just because I didn't feel like I knew enough to vote. Like, my initial plan was not to vote for Trump when he first ran. It really wasn't. In fact, it really surprised a lot of people that Trump won. But the reason he won is because there's so many people who are so tired of the collective, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, there's just been a system that's been against the people. God, I'm sorry, I'm losing my words. Long story short, the government has not been for the people for a long time. I'm not saying everyone in the government's bad, and not all of it's necessarily intentional, but what happens is a lot of our politicians are attorneys. And you gotta remember, attorney's job is to defend people even when they absolutely don't deserve it. It's not really define right and wrong. They're really good at painting pictures. They're really good at making the good look bad and the bad look good. And people just got tired of it because of bureaucracy. It wasn't really the truth. And that, I know it right now, it just seems like Democrats versus Republicans. But what we're now starting to learn is, like back in 9/11 with Bush, we're starting to realize that that may have been a setup. So it's more than just Republican versus Democrats. There's a lot of politicians that long term are probably going to be taken down. That's why there's so much resistance against Trump. And I don't say that because I think he's a hero or a saint or a flawed person. I do. But he's not part of the establishment. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, like, dude, the thing with Biden, that was ridiculous, man. He was essentially being used by his cabinet to do whatever they wanted to do. So you did vote the last 2. I have. Yes, I did. And I'm sorry, man. I really, like I said, I try to stay out of politics. They interest me, and I'm at least passionate about something. Double golf guy. Yep. Honestly.
Unacceptable.
Because what were my options? Well, that's what I'm saying. So initially, the first time Trump ran, I was trying to get Rubio actually as president. But, it came down to, okay, Trump or Hillary. I know I'm not choosing Hillary. Don't even get me started about the corruption surrounding the Clintons. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta understand, it's not always good guys versus bad guys. It's just choosing the lesser evil. And honestly, that is politics in the end of the day. More often than not, you're choosing the lesser evil. Okay, I did hire someone.
Intelligence report.
Environment Liberty. Okay, I need to build water treatment plant. Okay, I'm starting to question if they're just not transporting enough oil. I feel like I should have more money than this. Rubio, the guy who wished the Russians on National Day? I don't know anything about that. You gotta remember, this was 2016 Rubio, so I'm sure a lot's changed. What do you mean he wished the Russians on National Day?
Taking on the gun.
Okay, well, once again, man, the whole war between Ukraine and Russia, not black and white. It's not. I know they try to portray it as Ukraine is the good guys. They're just minding their own business, but they, in Russia, have a complicated history, too. Now, once again, I don't say that because I support Putin. I don't. But that's the issue, though, with wars, man. They're so complicated. So once again, it depends who you listen to, but for a long period, Ukraine was part of Russia for a long time. And it sounded like they only got their independence, I think it was only like maybe 50, 60 years ago. They're a pretty new nation. It sounds like the reason that Russia wants to take them back over is because Ukraine started having talks with US aid. Wait, where? I mean, I'm interested in learning. That's another war I only know so much about.
We need more money, Presidente.
I don't know about that. That's not what I heard. I am curious now, though. Yeah, I want to look that up. So I'm curious. Well, I guess today is another one of those days of Tropico and whatever crap I look up. Here, let me see if I can get PC game capture, display capture, game capture, browser, media source, scene text, window capture. Okay. Let's see if I can do the window capture. Okay. All right. Here. How old is Ukraine? 30 to 40,000 years ago. That doesn't even make sense. Oh, modern Ukraine. Okay, when did Ukraine form as a country? That's what I'm asking. Yeah, see? It's only... Dang. It's only a little... Yeah, that's a, 35? Well, either way, once again, they have a like Russia has this whole thing is so complicated. That's why part of me doesn't even want to get involved, because it's not my war. You know what I mean? Like, I want it to stop, but I'm also not taking sides because it's just not my war. I know it's easy to kind of root for who seems like the little guy, but like last I heard, Ukraine, I guess, was able to sneak in all these drones into Russia, and they bombed a bunch of stuff. And then they keep retaliating back and forth between each other, but that's why part of me doesn't want to make up firm, wants to stay neutral, because it's just not my war, and I know it's complicated. Anyway. That being said, I'm sure in Germany, it's a little bit, it hits a little closer to home than it does me, so I get why you would be more involved in it. I just caution you, man. I mean, yeah, and that's why they're trying to de-escalate it. But sounds like, for a period, it sounds like we're close to peace talks. But now, I don't know. That's what I'm saying, man. The world's a messy place right now. It's hard to make sense of all of it.
Presidente handling money.
And all I can say is, I need more money. Shoot, man. I feel like I should be getting more for oil. I got a Ukrainian friend who lived pretty close to the front, and yeah, he told bad stories. Oh yeah. So we have this family friend, right? It's a Russian well, it's technically both, because the husband was initially from Russia and the wife is initially from Ukraine. And they had this Bible group where they had a bunch of people come from Ukraine and join it, but there became such discourse between the Russian and Ukrainian people there that ended up kind of breaking up. And because that, our friends were kind of the leaders of that group and they didn't want to take sides, they kind of got exiled from it. Because, you know, there's such contentions between Ukraine and Russia. It's sad, but I get it. Totally get it. We're not on game capture. Really? Did I close that? I thought I removed it. Oh, here, let me remove. Well, here, now I can just... There we go. Whoops. Curtain's been pulled back. Now you see what I see. Yeah, that's the vertical stream. That's what I'm saying. For whatever reason, YouTube really pushes those. So anyway, you don't get a lot of retention. You do get a lot more views. Build an army base? I'll accept that because I'm gonna build an army base eventually. Man, I don't know what I did last game, but at least I maintained my economy. For period. It's the lowest thing. I have a water. Alright. You know, this probably wasn't the right level to dick around and choose a dictator whose attributes are compulsive gambler, booze, baron, and corrupt. Probably wasn't the best level to try to mess around with that. But yeah, all in all, like, at least from my understanding, no one really wants to go to war in Ukraine and Russia or in the whole Iran thing. That's what I'm saying. Americans are tired of getting involved in wars where the United States government has just been taking advantage of the situation. Or at least was taking advantage of the situation. Build their own pockets too, not even for the American people, it's for the military industry complex. But we'll see. I know if things escalate, Trump's probably gonna do what he needs to do, but I'd rather have him in office right now than Biden. Hands down.
Morning, Presidente.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that.
There are too many unemployed.
Yeah, okay, let's see if I can start building some tourism. Anyway, Rob, I hope I didn't scare you off, but yeah, those are my opinions on the matters. So there's the two fighters. The one is a dictatorship and attacking a peaceful nation. The other is a rising democracy who's trying to connect to Europe, and that's the problem. He needs people. But imagine there's two sides for you. On one, there's democracy and rising wealth, and the other, which I understand that point of view. I don't even necessarily disagree with it. Hold on, it's always the one which represents what humans want. Well, here's the thing. I don't even disagree with that. But in order, if trying to fight his border where the people want to go, hold on, his border where the people want to go, so he attacks them to destroy them. I mean, they're attacking each other, all right? It's not what, you know, they're attacking each other. So here's the thing, I don't even disagree with you. And here's the thing, I don't think anyone disagrees that, you know, they'd rather have people have democracies than a dictatorship in general. But if fighting for one small country's democracy could potentially lead to nuclear war, that makes absolutely no sense for other people to get involved. If that ends up leading to World War III, it's not worth it. So once again, agree or disagree, the main reason, at least according to Putin, that he started attacking Ukraine is they were trying to join the European Union. And years ago, I think it was like the 90s or 80s, it was around when it was Margaret Thatcher and two other people communicated to Russia, oh yeah, NATO's not going to expand, or whatever group isn't going to expand on its turf anymore. Or, you know, but they kept expanding. So there were certain political promises that were not kept. So, like I said, it's messy. And once again, I don't agree with Putin in the way he runs things, but as a leader, I can also understand there was never an agreement on paper. Well, fair enough. But once again, if you're taking someone's word on something and they don't, you know, they go back on it, then why would you, you know, you'd probably take matters into your own hands if you felt threatened. Now, you can argue that Putin's using that as an excuse to start war, but it really doesn't benefit Russia, frankly, to go after Ukraine unless they felt like if NATO expanded to Ukraine, that would threaten them. Unless there's something I'm missing. Like, once again, you can like or dislike Putin. If the Baltics hadn't joined NATO, they would have attacked way before. Maybe. I don't even know. I honestly don't know who the Baltics are. But what I do know is, like him, hate him, Putin's not stupid. He wouldn't risk World War III if he felt like it was a small, you know, if he was just trying to do a land grab. Oh crap, there goes my oil refinery. Unless my one army guy kills, oh my gosh, she's actually doing it. Yeah, no, I didn't think that'd last. Oh, that was my president. Okay, I'm probably gonna stop because one, I'm not focused on this, and two, I just, well, okay, I got 12,000, 17,000. Can I rebuild this? Maybe I'm not out of the game just yet. Yeah, well, barely. Putin is doing suicide attacks on civilian vehicles and motorbikes and just sending his soldiers in a meat grinder because he doesn't have any tanks left. I don't know. Maybe he is. Like I said, I haven't been paying that much attention. I've just been listening to other people talk about it who, you know, are more informed about it than I am. But here's another issue, right? So we've sent billions to Ukraine. We're talking billions. And at least from what I've heard, not all of it's gone to the war. Some of it was fraud. Once again, I don't know all the details. I've just heard that not all that money actually went to fighting the Russians. Okay, and once again, you can have that opinion, but at what cost is that going to come at? You get what I'm saying? It's not that I'm for Putin, but you got, you know, you got to think through, you got to look at the long term. You can be like, okay, he's evil, he needs to die. There's a lot of evil people who need to die. But if in order to kill them, you're going to, a lot of other people are going to die in the process, it's not always worth it. It's like nukes. The reason a country gets a nuke is hopefully not to use it, it's to deter other countries. That's why we don't attack North Korea. There's evil people in North Korea. I mean, that's a, if you want to talk dictatorship, that's a dictatorship. They treat their people terribly. But for multiple reasons, we don't attack them, and that's one of the biggest reasons. They have a nuke. If one person fires a nuke, it wouldn't just be one country. A lot of countries would be firing their nukes off. That's what I'm saying. It isn't just like two countries going at it. Russia's not even that far from NK. NK? What do you mean NK? North Korea. All right, yeah, I know. In terms of leadership, maybe. Once again, I've heard a lot of things. I've heard of a lot worse things come from North Korea, in some cases China, than I have Russia. Once again, I know Russia's not a good place. I know. I don't know the details. But yeah, no. Believe me, it's not like here in the States we have such fondness towards Russia. You gotta remember, we were in a Cold War with them for a while.
I was going to show you some charts, Presidente, but...
Presidente, several European countries are going to ban the public showing of Islamic religious symbols. The Middle East and the rest
Who
of
am
the
I on
Islamic
worse
world
terms
are
with? Oh. Crappy terms with both of them, so. Herp is right.
What is it now?
If I see videos of kids in kindergarten, middle school learning to throw grenades, crawling in trenches to make it like a competition, I know that kind of generation Putin is trying to create. One that can fight. Yeah, I mean, I hear that. Yeah, no, I guess China does something similar where, like, they're required to go through so many years of, like, military training. Yep. Once again, I don't disagree that Russia, Putin and Russia, I'm not saying they're a good place. I'm not. But you gotta ask yourself the question, you know, what hill are you willing to die on? Like, realistically, would you be willing to get enlisted and potentially fight in a world war against Russia so Ukraine could have its independence? Once again, I get it. You're from Germany. Hits way closer to home for you than for me. But you gotta remember, as an American whose country has gotten involved in all these wars that it really shouldn't have been in, who keeps trying to play more or less daddy for all the other countries, it gets to a point where it's like, you know, we gotta let people fight their own wars to some extent. Because that's the problem. America gets involved, and then some politician or someone finds an opportunity to get more resources in a really like corrupt way. At least Trump is more forthright going, hey, look, we'll give you support, but we want your minerals. Or, you know, he trades or at least makes negotiations. Transparent ones, not all this backhanded stuff that's been going on for decades. So are you concerned that Russia is going to, like, conquer Germany? Because, hey, you could be absolutely right, and Russia could start pushing its boundaries, and if that happened, then a lot more people would get involved. But right now, it just sounds like Russia wants... I don't know what Russia's asking for from Ukraine right now. Because that's what I'm saying. Trump's trying to make peace talks, but, like, they're still throwing shit back and forth at each other.
Talk fast, I don't have all day.
I mean, that's not necessarily true. He's actually gotten the United States on pretty good terms with some countries that we weren't initially on good terms with, like Saudi Arabia. Like, they rolled out the purple carpet for him, which they don't do that. They've never done that for a president. Yeah, no, Trump's been willing to go and talk to countries that no one else has for a while. Now, if you're talking about that whole conversation that happened between him and the Ukrainian president, yeah, that was entertaining, but frankly, that's more transparent than the White House has been with everyone for a while. More people holy crap, a lot of people are joining the rebels. I just don't have enough money to build anything. My economy isn't stabilizing itself. Which is why I'm feeling like I need to restart this mission. Because every time I build my oil thing over here, it's like it doesn't work.
No fat Yankee tourists will set foot in our country, Presidente. If you do not build a single hotel, then the tourists will never come. Such is the will of the devil, El Diablo.
Okay, I need to restart my mission. Because I don't know. When I build the oil refinery closer to the dock, I seem to do fine.
Terrible news, Presidente.
You're not alone in your fight to take down the Conclave, mate. We are allies in this.
I'll promote oil this time. All my eggs in one basket. Okay, so he's trying to disarm Ukraine, essentially.
Buenos días.
Well, look, honestly, I think the minerals is fair because you gotta remember, we sent billions of dollars to Ukraine. I think the minerals deal is more than fair. Now, giving Putin half of Ukraine, I don't know. That sounds like Trump's just trying to get peace at this point. Now, I can understand why Ukraine isn't accepting that, but you gotta keep in mind that Trump's trying to somehow get these two people to meet halfway. Not all of it is he's trying to be Team Russia or Team Ukraine. In fact, he's specifically said some very strong words against Putin multiple times. Like, he did tell, look, he did say this needs to stop, and he threatened to, I think, like, bomb Moscow if he keeps attacking Ukraine or something like that. I'm gonna build the oil over here. Oh, come on, come on. Not enough land for you? There we go. There we go. Just gonna take out that shack like a true oil tycoon.
Talk fast. I don't have all day. Are you a rebel?
Get your butt over there. You compulsive, corrupt gambler. Booze baron. There's the reason I made his outfit a pirate. Here, hold on. Comes the money okay, and one guy's not okay with that, so you fight now. There comes one guy to... I mean, yeah, he is trying to end war, and look, in the end of the day, negotiation is compromise. Look, the reality is, I know they're trying to make it sound like Ukraine's winning the war, but Russia is a way bigger beast. So once again, I don't know all the details of everything. And I'm not saying it's necessarily even fair. But, like, what's the alternative? That's what I'm saying. It's like, you can point out all the injustice about it, but in the end of the day, would you be willing to go to war and potentially fight and die for it? That's the real question. What do you mean by you're making more than a guy in terms of money? Okay, and one guy's not okay with that, so you fight. Could be wrong, but I don't think this has anything to do with money. Like, it does. We gave Ukraine a lot of damn money, but that right there, it's not the United States' job to just give stuff to other countries. It's really not. I know other countries enjoy it. I don't blame them. I also understand why. It's an example. Okay. I see. You're using it as an analogy. Now, alright, let me reread that then. Okay, so I don't feel like that's the best analogy to the intricacies of the war, but I at least get what you're trying to say. Because that's what I'm saying. This isn't a business. This is... I mean, that's what I'm saying, though. You're making it sound like it's like an employee dispute. This is way bigger than that. This affects way more people. Now, once again, I don't know all the dealings with the, like, what's the word I'm looking for? What the terms were. I don't know all the details considering that. But, like, what's the alternative? I'm not saying Ukraine should just turn over with their belly up. Heck no. But both sides are... Yeah, I'm not sure Ukraine's the country I want to get in war over. Right, but that's not the situation. The situation is Ukraine wants their independence, and Russia doesn't want to give them their independence because they don't want them to be taken over by NATO. Because they, once again, agree or disagree, Putin feels like if Russia joined NATO, that would threaten their security. Now, how or in what way, I don't know why, but they did initially tell Russia that NATO would not expand as close to Russia as it has.
Terrible news, Presidente.
What is it now? Time to check up on my people.
I mean, look, you're absolutely right. War could come at a point or later in time, just like many other countries. You're not wrong, but at least temporarily, there's a possibility that these two countries can make amends. Maybe it won't happen, but at least, you know, it's worth a shot. Much better than the alternative. Does this have no work? Oh, because it just got built. Oh, there's some... There we go. Peace treaty Ukraine gives up almost 25%. In best situation, no NATO. What will happen? I mean, we'll be back where we started. But like, so I keep asking you a question, you're not answering it. Like, would you be willing to go in the army, get enlisted, and potentially die for Ukraine's democracy? And that's the real question. I mean, it's possible, but the reality is, if Trump can get NATO to quit being aggressive with Ukraine, it's possible Russia will back off. Possible. You never know for certain, but... Alright, Russia isn't going, hey, yeah, let's take over the world. They're just trying to take back Ukraine so no one else can. Oh, cool. I built right here, so... Ooh, night. Well, okay, it doesn't get this one, though. I mean, maybe not. But you gotta keep in mind, Putin's only gonna live so long. Eventually, he's gonna be replaced. It's like the Soviet Union, man. They used to be... Heck, you might know more about than I would, but... I mean, Robin, you gotta remember, Trump did communicate clearly to Putin that if they don't back off, eventually he will get involved. Now, if he means that or not, I don't know. But with Trump, you never know. You never know what's gonna happen. He's a wild card. But that's why other countries take him seriously. Part of it has nothing to do with the liberty, it's the crime safe in the housing. Yeah, I should... I don't have the money for that. The Russians lost all their identity in 1917 with the communist revolution. Since then, the Russians are a culture who are made for war. There's nothing left of the real Russia, just 130 million souls who rather want money pumped into the attack in Ukraine than have a working sewage system or water. I mean, maybe so. But, so, are you saying you want Russia taken out, essentially? Or, like, essentially you want the United States to take out Russia? Is that more or less what you're saying? Have a major pro-attack. I can believe it. I assume they became at least a little bit more civilized since the 80s, but honestly, I don't know a lot about Russia. Bits and pieces. But honestly, I'm personally more concerned about China than Russia.
What do you want? I'm busy ruling.
But man, talk about another country who has a complicated history. Russia's been through some shit.
Sir, the number of rebels. When China attacks Taiwan in the future, the US will hopefully pull their manpower there, but under Trump, you never know. You can't trust or count on him, but then Europe is alone, and that's why we're arming up, because we know we can't count on our former ally. Well, look, to be fair, the United States has been backing up everyone. Like, that's what I'm saying. The United States is trying to become more independent, and not all that's bad. Now, it's not that we're not going to still trade and try to stay connected with people, but once again, as Trump has said, in a lot of cases, the United States has had the cards, and we've just been allowing other countries to more or less just leech off us. Which, once again, I don't mind helping other countries if we're taking care of the United States first. I don't. But, like, when it gets to a point where countries are just taking from you, they're not giving anything back, and then they're wagging their fingers at the United States, like, come on. That's just insulting.
I was going to show.
Look, in the end of the day, you know, if a real injustice happens, the United States will get involved. It can't help itself. It's like World War II. We did our best to stay out of that. But then we kind of got provoked into it by the Japanese. Alright, so I will. So, you want to know why healthcare is free in certain United Kingdom countries? Or in Europe? It's because America has been paying for a portion of it. Same with military might and manpower. You know how much money and like ammunition and tanks, weapons of that sort, generally America sells or gives to certain countries for certain reasons? I mean, you're welcome to look it up. You don't have to take my word for it. But yeah, no, America has given a lot to many different countries. It's not like... It has not been a fair playing field. Like, our trade deficit with China is the biggest one. And honestly, we have a pretty big trade deficit with Germany. I think you guys are like the second country we have a pretty big trade deficit with. Oh, starvation took 4 victims.
Wait, I have 4 fishing farms. Oh well. Less people to rebel, I guess. Which... Really, I just try to say that to lighten up. 8% liberty. Oh my gosh. What can I do to fix this? I'm not sure I have the college students build a newspaper. By the way, tell me what you look up, because I'm curious. Once again, I'm not informed. Your first call was false, that's fine, but tell me what you're reading. Because either way, I'm happy to learn something new. I'd be surprised though if America wasn't paying for, like, are involved with in some way, because you gotta understand the pharmaceutical companies and all that over here in the States are huge. No, I'm not on Truth Social. I'm not on Truth Social. And to be fair, you're right, I do need to get more information on that. But once again, I know America has been involved with other countries and has given a lot to other countries. Now, it may have not always been out of generosity. It might have been because they're doing some underhand... Well, it's like the whole thing with 9/11, right? The theory is the real reason, what really happened was, I think there was like $1.5 trillion that just disappeared at the Pentagon. And it was conveniently, the part of the Pentagon that got bombed was conveniently all the place that was supposed to have the records to where that money went to. But everyone was so focused on 9/11 that no one was paying attention to that. And then when you look at the footage of some of the buildings that went down, they weren't hit by planes. They were like, it was like controlled explosives. Just really fishy shit. And people are theorizing that part of the reason, the whole reason that war was started was because of oil. Does that make sense? Now, I think the trade towers, well, obviously they were hit by planes. No one's arguing that. But not all 4 buildings were hit by planes. That was just a cover-up. I didn't believe that at first when I first heard it, but... Oh, you're talking about the 9/11 thing? I think the word you're looking for is conspiracy theorist, but it's okay. You don't have to take my word for that. Really? You don't think that... Well, here, let me... I'll wait for your response to see what you're referring to first. Well, which bullshit? That's what I'm saying. What are you referring to? Well, once again, I don't know what you're referring to as bullshit. The 9/11 thing? Okay. Well, multiple places, but I could send you a video and you can come to your own conclusion if you like. I didn't believe it either at first. Okay, yeah, no, I'm cool with that. In fact, I wouldn't mind watching it. Here, let me turn the volume down on this. Alright. Let's see if I can find it. Give me just a few minutes. Excuse me. Oh, here, I don't want to watch it on my profile because I don't want to be recommended all these videos. Maybe not that one. Here, let me save and turn off my 360. Okay. Turn that off. Window capture. Here, Chrome? Do I have a different profile in Chrome? Let me check. I mean, that's another video I can show you at some point, but it's not related. Here, 9/11, Tyler, not the creator. What's that guy's name? Is it Tyler Oliver? There we go.
God hates.
Now, to be fair, this guy here, let me pull it up so you can see it. You still with me? Chrome. There we go.